This evening with a very special close friend, class 95, graduated with my brother. This man played three sports. First time on here, you know what I'm saying? As is everyone. And here he goes right here. We got the man of the hour, the man I'll be speaking to this evening, Mr. Roger Wingate. He should be coming in any minute now. Rod, just tap right on in, brother. You good to come in. Oh, here he goes. All right, there we go. Hey, there he is. Roger, what's going
Isaac,
on?
what's up, bro?
Hey, man, hanging in there, brother, hanging in there. You know, your name was surfacing and going around, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's get this man up on here. Thanks for your comment, too, though.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for the opportunity. You know, I'm all thing Hillside, so.
yeah. I'm going to jump right into it. I remember when I first met you at the PAL playing basketball. You, Damien, of course, my brother, and a couple other guys. That day, I was like, yo, this little linky kid out here, man, bodying my people out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my game, that physical game, do all the dirty work, even though I was skinny, just banged at the board for the most part.
Yeah. Now, Raj, let's start from the beginning. Now, did you play bitty basketball?
Yeah, so I started in the fourth grade. So it's funny because Marquise' dad was actually my coach
Oh,
in
wow.
BB basketball. So when you interviewed him and he was talking about his father coaching, he actually started us off. So I started
Wow.
off in bitty basketball.
Hmm. So, okay, so there's you guys all played together in Biddy. So we all went to Biddy. So let's go on to high school. High school, we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna slow it down.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to high school because you got highlights and you got film and tape. And I ain't know you hit that boy kind of hard. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah, honestly, even if you go before high school,
Mhm.
just elementary school, the talent that was in my middle school when it came to basketball was pretty epic.
Yeah,
Because when you think about Lamont Adams, Ike Nelson, they were all in the year before me. So when we went to WOKB in the middle school for the whole
yeah,
town, the
right.
competition level was pretty intense in middle school.
Yeah, it
And
was. It
then,
was.
yeah, and then that led into that run because let's see, starting my seventh grade year, that's when we started that 5 year in a row as far as
Mm,
Hillside High School basketball. So I had the opportunity to see the highest level of players to come through Hillside during
right.
that era.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, during that era.
Yeah,
But
because Rod, I remember y'all because and I don't want to say I'm being biased by showing love to that class of guys, but that class right there. But you guys are showing homage as well to the guys that came before you. But y'all class was something different. It was like the start of something like that '90s, '95 era, '90 to '95. I want to say you guys were like that Dynasty Bulls, man. Like from I'm telling you, man.
yeah, because
It was great to watch.
it, when you talk to Tad
Yeah.
Tucker talked about a lot of the greats that came through Hillside. So when you
Mm-hmm.
think about Tone Little setting the stage for a Tad Tucker, that
Right.
sets the stage for James Mazik,
Mm-hmm.
Devon Parker, a lot of legends that as kids you look up to. Like there was no other high school I was going to.
Yeah.
It's like Hillside. I couldn't wait to be a comment.
Right. Right.
Same thing with your brother. Like, we all knew that we was going to go and just keep it going. You probably remember a guy named Cheyenne Gray. He's
Right.
another
That's
one
right. I
that was,
remember him. Yeah.
so we had a lot of basketball talent that was just coming through the ranks. And because we loved the town so much, we just stayed committed to the town and worked all the way through the program, which lead to where
Yeah.
you was going with as far as high school goes.
Yeah. But I think you excelled. Like you was going there with the track, basketball, and football.
Yeah,
That was
it's It was weird. Like when you think about football, football wasn't really in my trajectory because I started off in basketball. And then
Right.
with middle school, I just thought, I was 6'2" in eighth grade. I just thought I was going to be like 6'6".
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I kind of stagnated at 6'2", and
Yeah.
then you know, the guys I played basketball with, like Barry Bird, those
He's
guys,
another one.
they convinced me to play football. So my freshman year going into high school actually was the first time I actually played football. And then it was just an opportunity to play with my friends. It wasn't, I was just learning the game because we didn't have Pop Warner in Hillside at that time. So when we got to high school, it's like, yo, Rod, you playing football? I was like, I'm not doing anything until basketball season, so why not?
Why not? Yo, but you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah, that's right. Because honestly, to be totally honest with you, as a kid, I remember you playing basketball. It was just like straight being basketball, and then it turned into football. Once I came to high school, and I think you was like the captain or something. I came and saw a game, and it was just like, and it was on TV, and I think you caught an interception or a fumble or something and scored a touchdown. And it was on TV that day. I'll never forget that. I was like, that's right.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of success. It was
Yeah.
we had it. The program was just great going into football. We had great leadership. Al Tariq, Len, he
Yes.
played tight end. I came out. You had Derek Jordan that played tight end after him.
Right.
Yeah, Ike Nelson that played tight end after them.
Yeah.
And practice in Hillside was harder than game day.
Yeah.
And they set the foundation. The practices were so grueling that by the time we had a chance to bite at somebody else, we demolished them.
Yeah, and that's right. Now, who was the? I think he just passed away. Rest in peace. I forget his name. He was out there. Oh, get out there! Get out there! Who's his name? The loud white guy.
Coach Zapula?
Zapula,
Yeah, Coach Zapula. Yeah, he passed away a few years ago. Yeah, and I had the opportunity actually. I played for him and I actually coached with him when I coached at Hillside.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's
So
I didn't know you came back after the whole Rutgers thing that we about to get into. but oh really? Huh.
Yeah.
That was that must have been out of this world, man. Because he would have buried my back, and I wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
It was
Coach
something
Zab
different
was
with
great.
him, man. Along with Coach Sellers. Sellers did the same thing.
Absolutely. Coach Sellers, he was one of those that guided us. He coached freshmen and he actually coached here at Lafayette where Sharita is actually the, AD at. He coached there while we were in high school, but he did coach us in basketball.
Right.
So, and then when I was recruited, he was pretty much instrumental in my decision to go to Rutgers. He actually took me on my recruiting visit to Rutgers. That's
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was that? I'm skipping around here a little bit, but since we talking about Rutgers, how was that Rutgers like playing football?
Oh, it was crazy. Coming from Hillside, 2 square miles. The largest 2 square miles in the country. So, as I went through college, talking about real arrogant, thinking I could play with anybody. So, going into Rutgers, I came with that same demeanor, that same slim physique I left high school with.
Right.
Playing against grown men, though. So, when you first start college,
How was practice there?
Oh, brutal. It was brutal.
Worse than Hillside?
Definitely worse. If I could analyze the difference between high school and college, it's like every hit is like your hardest hit in high school. And the field is so much smaller.
Really?
Because the speed on the college field is at a whole different level. Guys, this is their craft. They train countless hours a week just to come better, watching film. So when you go from high school to that environment, and I was young. I started in college at 17.
Yeah.
I was in camp at 17, 185, playing against grown men that are 23, 24 in college, and it was some adjusting.
Yeah, I bet, man. You got on the meal plan and everything. You started hitting the weight.
Absolutely. Yeah, the meal plan, that weight room. The weight room is an option in college. So then you start putting on that weight. So then by my freshman year, I ended at 205 by the time I was going into my sophomore campaign.
Yeah, because Lamont came out before you, so Did you ever speak to him while you was in college? While you was in Rutgers?
We played against each other. So
Wow.
we were both in the Big East at that time. So when he was at Temple,
Yeah.
I was actually, at Rutgers, and we played a lot together. When I broke my leg, we was playing at Temple against Lamond,
Mm.
and it was crazy because when I broke my leg, I was in the team room because
Yeah.
they'll take you off the field and they get X-ray, and I just got X-ray and found out my leg was broken.
Wow.
And the first person I seen before my teammates was Lamond. He came in to check on me.
Oh, wow. See, that's that Hillside love, man.
That's that Hillside love right there.
Wow. So, okay, let's rewind a little bit. Now, basketball, that championship team that you won the championship, right? You was on that team.
Yeah, I was on tour of the state champions. So my sophomore, my junior year.
Right, that's right. How was that?
Oh, that was incredible. Because I seen like when James Mazik started and Deron Parker, they started in '90. So I watched that as a kid. So then, when you think about the Joe Silver Christmas tournament, there was so much talent that came around, and you see that as a kid. And then when you look at my freshman year, we went to the Tournament of Champs.
Yeah.
It
was freshman year?
Yeah, it was my freshman year. We went to the Tournament of Champs. And then when you look into my sophomore year, where I was, I'm on the team and you practicing, we playing the likes of Lamar Greer, Middle Township, and we're going to the rack. It was like that was the expectation. So our practices was at that level. Morris Griffin he didn't slack around at all. So he set us in a pace, from playing man-to-man to amoeba defense. People weren't ready for that in high school.
Yeah.
We was running UNLV defense in high school, running jokers out the gym.
Yeah. That's what I think Bullock said that on Sunday. yeah, that was right. He was right. Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys, that was one of the best things. Well, me coming up, I can't say that I saw everybody, but I mainly saw because I had no choice. It was my brother hung with you guys. I had to come to practices. I had to come to Hillside. I was always with you guys and saw y'all playing and practicing, and it looked so much fun, man. And it was like,
there's no greater feeling than representing your town with your friends and being successful.
Yeah.
Because it just pushes you to a whole different level because you don't want to disappoint them.
Right.
Like your brother, when it comes to buckets, you already know your brother can make them.
Yeah.
So, and we was on the backside playing that defense, so he had the opportunity to do what he needed to do.
Yeah.
That's what, everybody had their role.
Yeah. That was it was awesome, man. I'm telling you. And then let's talk about that your senior year.
Yeah, so my senior year, it was tough because J-Mo King was in the same grade as us.
Right.
But he left. That's definitely somebody to interview. Yeah. So we missed him. So we missed a little bit of size going into my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So we did well, still had a successful, still made it to the playoffs. But then we ran into Westmore's Mendham as they started their run in the state championship. Because we lost to them in the semis. We ended up playing up there. Mm-hmm. And they had more height than us, and then their perimeter shooters were pretty strong, so they ended up shooting us out the gym that game.
Yeah.
And then that broke the 5-year run. We wanted it so bad, and we would have had a little bit of height, and we would have been a little bit stronger.
Yeah, definitely. Now that you look back at it, I mean, you get to analyze and see what you did wrong and thought about what happened and know exactly what's going on now.
Absolutely.
So, all right, let's get down to it. Central Park basketball. Now, you were down there a lot, too. You was at the PAL, but you was at Central, too.
So because I grew up in the George Washington area up by the PAL. So we start off at GW. Then, we moved down to the PAL because we had a chance to play against the, down Maple Ave side of Hillside. And that's where we kind of honed our skills on. I didn't start playing at Central until my freshman year in high school. And it was Griff. Griff told me straight up. He said, "Hey, you want to play varsity ball, you need to play at Central."
Griff? Oh, wow.
Griff made that happen. He's like, "Yeah, you need to go down there to competition. That's where you need to go." So I would trek down there, and that's what you do. You get on the court and you ball out.
Yeah,
you
man.
Play all you can because, once you get off that court, It's
You don't
gonna be
know when you're
hard to
coming
get
back.
that next. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
Telling
then
you,
like
man.
it just takes your game up because you be playing against the legends. You playing
Right.
against guys that grown men
Yeah.
that So it definitely takes your skill level up. And the
Yeah, definitely,
competition was
man.
always epic.
Because I mean, like everybody that comes on here and talks to me about it, they tell me, or not that I didn't know, but once you lose, you come in there, you make sure you got your 5. If y'all lose, you don't know when you're getting back on. You
Yeah.
don't know when.
See, that's the thing. We didn't really go there with a 5. We just knew who the players were.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you know who it
sort them
was.
out.
You know who the boys are. When you go there,
Right.
you're on the century now. You start merging like, oh, I know. All right, let me pick you up. Let me pick you up.
Yeah.
You know who got the handles, who got the jump shot, who's going to play D, who's going to get rebounds. So, but
Yeah,
once you
nah,
pick your squad, yeah, you pick a
yeah.
thorough squad, you can run there all day.
And you got
You
your
pick the
piece.
wrong squad next.
Yeah. Then that's ball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Raj, let me ask you, man. The experience at Rutgers, man. I mean, you were phenomenal in high school. That's why I'm giving you your props, your love, your flowers right now. But at Rutgers, when you broke your leg, like what went through your mind at that time?
It's a challenge because I was only 19. So I
Yeah.
broke my leg at the age of 19. And
Wow.
then, so this was my redshirt junior year in
Mm-hmm.
college. And I was doing well, coming off it was my second year starting
Right.
as a linebacker. I was, doing really well, led the country for tackles for losses. I
Mm-hmm.
was doing, playing outstanding that year.
Yeah.
I ran a 4.5 40 for the NFL because they test you. It's not officially the combine, but they'll come and they'll do the testing for you in your
Mm-hmm.
earlier years. So my speed was there, my strength was there. I was having a great season, and leading up to when I broke my leg, I actually dislocated my toe. In
Oh,
that game that you saw the video sheet on, it
yeah.
was a great textbook tackle. Guy ran the zone, scoop, slammed him, boom on the ground,
Yeah.
and one of my D linemen was slammed on the back of my foot, popped my toe out. So
Mm.
sit out the following game. The next game back is when I broke my leg. And at
Wow.
that time, you listen to the media hype, you're like, okay, wow, my future's bright. The chances of me going to the
Yeah.
NFL is high and all that.
Yeah.
And now you just kind of get humbled a little bit. It's like, okay, now let's get back to your main reason for getting into college and to get that degree. So it
Right.
refocused me, reset my expectations on what I wanted to achieve in college.
Right.
And I did end up coming back. I came back my last year in school. Last year was awarded another year of football,
Mm.
but my 5th year in school when I came back, first game of the season, after 4 knee surgeries, after over a year of rehabbing, first game against Cal Berkeley, I tore my ACL in the other leg. So
Damn.
that was a little devastating, especially when you overcome that adversity to recover to come back to play football,
Right.
and then you're still thinking, okay, you're going to get back to the level where you were.
Mm.
When you get injured, you're not going to be that elite speed anymore. You're still
Yeah.
fast, but it's just not that elite speed where
Yeah.
at one time you feel like you can catch anybody on the field, and then you're like, wow, I'm struggling to catch them. So that
Yeah.
becomes a mental
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did graduate. I got another year of football. I declined it because I was graduating at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
The chance of going to the NFL wasn't the same for me anymore.
Yeah.
So,
And is that a sensitive subject for you or not? Because I
oh,
thought you was
not at
gonna
all.
go. Huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, okay. No, because I really thought you was going. And after I saw that hit, now that you tell me the story, I'm just like, oh, okay. But after I saw that hit, I'm like, damn, he was coming off that line pretty fast.
Yeah. Think about it, in college, I played against some of the best players in the nation, like in the world, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. My freshman year, Ray Lewis was on the Miami team. I played with Ray Lucas.
Yeah.
Mark Battaglia, who's our practice field is named after. I played with those guys, I played against Donovan McNabb,
Yeah.
Kid,
Syracuse.
yeah. That
Yeah,
guy,
that was
Mark
right.
Borg.
Big East about that time.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
and that's when the Big East was solid. Like,
Yeah.
every game I played against Ricky Williams twice. When both years he won the Heisman. So
Oh, that's before the smoked out Ricky.
oh yeah, that was before. That's when Ricky had wheels. Like
Yeah,
nobody
right.
gives a shit.
See,
So yeah, so it was a great opportunity. I love the choice I made. Just like I represented Hillside, I stayed and represented Jersey, which was great. being close to home, being able my mom to see me play. You know, that's a unique situation that wouldn't happen if I left the state. So
yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of people leave the state. I don't know for whatever reason. Oh, I just want to get away from home. But I'm glad you stayed home, man, and you repped Hillside. And I'm like, and Rutgers, where else? Like, look at them now. I mean, like, I'm sure we could do something between basketball and football.
yeah.
Rutgers is looking okay. Rutgers is looking okay.
Yeah, the basketball coach is really taking the team to the next level. His recruiting strategy is very strong, and you see where we are. We're starting to get some of the local talent to stay in Jersey.
Yeah.
Got the kid from Roselle Catholic. You know, we're doing some positive thing on the recruiting. And Greg Schiano, I interfaced with him once because I went to grad school after I graduated. And then actually while I was working with Transit, I had a chance to meet Greg Schiano because my roommates were also still playing football with Greg Schiano. So I had a chance to interface with him. And I liked the way he runs the program.
Mm-hmm.
He took the program to the next level. And where his recruiting at it right now, it looked like the future Rutgers football is going to be pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. I'm just really now. The reason why I'm doing this too is because I really want to show love and appreciate the guys that doing something well, played for Hillside, played at Central Park, and just stayed and represented like you said. Even the guys that went away, the Phils, the Damians, Lamonts, that's all well and good. That's cool. But I had to show love tonight to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that can play all three sports, we still didn't get into track yet, but we got a couple minutes. So we gonna get into that too, because I know you owe Coach Winston a lot.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you, Coach Winston. We were fortunate. Like when you think about our high school coaches, from even Coach K and Coach Christophe, who coached us in football, to Coach Griffin, Coach Sellers, who coached us in Coach Sparrow, that coached us in basketball, to Coach Winston, who it was tough. He ran a tough program. That's why we performed so well. That's why I was able to be a state champ, 4x4 runner, and high jump state champ, those type of things, because he set us up for success. His program was hard. I won't even, when you're focused on basketball and then he's like, all right, let's run track. And he's like, we got to run 7 miles today.
Yeah.
that doesn't really
I did track 1 year. 1 year I did track. He had us running from the high school all the way to 5 points and around. I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
But it was pretty much worth it because my wing was up came basketball season.
Yeah, let me tell you, when track is the foundation for most of your sports. Mm-hmm. And it was Coach Sellers that kind of really forced me into running track, because after the first year, and I was like, that's not going to work. The second year, I couldn't run track. My sophomore year, because I was ineligible for the track season. But by my junior year, Coach Sellers was like, hey, you need to get on that. You want to go to college for free. That's what he said. You want to go to college for free?
Right.
Run track. So I ran track again, and it was hard. It was hard, but it made my legs so much stronger. It set such a foundation for what I did in football, what we achieved in basketball. Because remember, we played man-to-man basketball.
Right, yeah.
Man-to-man in a match zone. So it was important to be in shape.
Yeah, man, and on your toes and ready to go, man. I don't think the program is definitely nothing compared to what you and I have been through, because the coaches aren't there.
Yeah, yeah.
None of the coaches.
They actually had a really good chance in 2005. So Coach Lowry, he actually is now with Virginia. He's with Lincoln University now. He had a chance. Like it was weird. 75 we went to the state. 74 we went to the state. 94 we went to the state. In 2004, that was the 1 year that if we would have got it, that would have been, when it comes to that year, we would have been state champs. And he was close to bringing that program back, but then they changed the rules. Like the same reason why Winston wasn't able to coach anymore. If he was an administrator, he was no longer able to be a varsity coach.
Oh, okay. All right.
That strategy kind of set us back a little bit. But when you look at where we are in football now, we recovered. Yeah. When I coached there in 2008, we had a good run too. We were really close. We had some really good players at that time. But now, right where the program is now is right. It's great. It's great to see us on top again.
Right. Now, how did you get approached with that?
Approached with coaching?
Coaching over at the school.
So I coached high school football. Before that, I coached about 5 years. I coached at Newark Eastside when I first graduated college.
Okay.
Then I coached at Union High School for 3 years.
Okay.
So one of the guys I coached with at Union High School, he became the head football coach at Hillside. And then he said, "Hey, this is your hometown. Would you come back?" And I said, "Absolutely." So
Yeah.
then I coached at Hillside for 4 years.
Oh, wow. For 4 years?
Yeah. So I coached there in '08. I came back 10, 11, 12.
Was hockey still there? Because I think hockey was there.
'07.
He was still
He was there right before I got there.
okay. And who's the guy now that's over there? You know?
Barris Grant. So I actually coached against Barris when I was at Union because he
Okay.
used to coach at Irvington when I was at Union with his brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so I coached against him many times, and then now I see him leading our program
Yeah.
to the right direction.
Crazy, man. But let's see where we at. We got the track. We got the Central. Oh, got to go here. We're gonna go back to basketball real quick. Top 5 guys that you either
All right.
played with or saw play.
So I am going to be biased because remember I was in the era where we was winning state champions.
Yeah.
And anytime you talk about who's the best, you got to look at who has the most rings.
Okay.
And that's a lot. That's a lot for a Group 2 school. And there's only one person in Hillside history that got 4 state championship rings.
All right.
Lamond Adams.
Okay. You
Got to include in the top 5. Of course, Chad Tucker, definitely. James Mazik, without a doubt.
Okay.
There's so many people. Let's see. There's a guy named Victor Wells. If you ever get a chance,
he owes me too.
If you ever get a chance to interview Victor Wells, I end up finding out about Victor Wells because I'm on a bus with my varsity Letterman jacket on, and they're like, "Oh, you from Hillside? You know Victor Wells?" I'm like, "What?" When you're young, you argue. You're like, we the shit. And they kind of I found out about Victor Wells, and Victor Wells is polished resume as well. Tony Little, can't talk about Hillside basketball without Tony Little.
Now that's why I want to, really quickly. Is he on Facebook or anything? Because I'm trying to get in touch with him.
I don't think he's on any social media. But Tony Little, if you're friends with Warren Sharp, their family, so you might be able to get in contact with him that way.
Contact with him, okay.
Yeah, but then when you think about my area, you got Ike Nelson, Rashawn Barnes, Snap, Chimo King. They are Dwayne Arrington. I know they talk about Delvon, but Dwayne, there was just so many great basketball players in that era. That I just had Darryl Parnell, the original.
I gotta get him too.
The original NBO.
Yeah.
Then you got Anwar, you got Phil. There was so many, but my top 5, I gave those. But there's so many great players that came in through that era.
Yeah.
And when you look at the rings, that's why the only one.
And you know what, Rod? That's all that counts, though. At the end of the day, like you can be considered the best and you can be good, but rings speak volumes.
It's a game changer. Think about it.
Yeah, man. Like that's because you had an argument all the time about like why does Steve Kerr have a ring? It's different.
You play with one of the greatest.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be denied.
Yeah. Right. There, Raj, man. It was nice seeing you, man.
Nice seeing you too.
Nice chopping up with you, man. Yo, I'm giving you your love, your flowers, your trophy, everything tonight. I'm gonna have this joint up by tomorrow, and stay tuned. I'm gonna have some of your guys up on here.
Listen, I'm watching. I've been watching each episode. I'm like, that's what when you had Tad up, I say, yeah, definitely one of the greats. And then I'm looking at it, I was like, wow, this is good because I love home. Hillside will always be my home, regardless of where I go in the world. I wear my Hillside hoodie most days. I coach football out. I coach like little league football out in Piscataway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm wearing my Hillside hoodie. And I'm like, Coach, won't you wear? I was like, I'm Hillside all day.
Yeah, right. Tell you, man. But yeah, it was dope, man. Chopping it up with you, Raj, man. I definitely had to get you up on here, put you up on my shelf, right there with the rest of the trophies, with the rest of the guys, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks,
So
thanks.
salute to you,
I
brother.
appreciate the opportunity. It was great catching up with you.
No problem, man.
All right,
All right.
all right.
Peace.